What started as a dramatic World Cup semifinal between Argentina and England quickly became something much bigger than football. Argentina came from behind to defeat England 2-1 in Atlanta, earning a place in the 2026 World Cup final. But after the final whistle, several Argentine players were seen displaying a banner that read, "Las Malvinas son Argentinas." The Falklands are Argentine. Within hours, the image was everywhere. British officials condemned the gesture and called for FIFA to investigate. FIFA eventually opened disciplinary proceedings against the Argentine Football Association over the banner and several other incidents during the tournament. But why did one banner create such a huge controversy? And could the players actually face serious consequences? Let's go back to the beginning. On July 15, 2026, Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium was packed for one of the most anticipated matches of the tournament, Argentina against England. The history between these two football nations was already intense, but this match carried another layer because of the unresolved dispute between Argentina and the United Kingdom over the Falkland Islands, known in Argentina as the Malvinas. For England, this was a chance to reach the World Cup final and continue the country's pursuit of a second men's World Cup title. For Argentina, it was an opportunity to defend their status as champions and move one step closer to another historic triumph. The match delivered everything fans expected. England struck first, putting Argentina under enormous pressure, but Argentina refused to collapse. Enzo Fernandez brought the South Americans level, and late in the match, Lautaro Martinez completed the comeback. Argentina won 2-1. The stadium erupted. Argentine players celebrated with their teammates and supporters, and then came the moment that changed the entire conversation. A large banner appeared on the pitch, carrying the words, "Las Malvinas son Argentinas." Several Argentine players were seen around the banner, including Giovanni Lo Celso, Lisandro Martinez, and Nicolás Otamendi. Images of the scene immediately spread around the world. For many Argentine supporters, the message was connected to a long-standing national claim over the Falkland Islands. For British officials, however, the gesture was viewed as a political statement at an international sporting event, and that distinction became crucial, because FIFA has rules concerning political messages and demonstrations connected to its competitions. At first, many people assumed the controversy would disappear after a few days. It didn't. The British government urged FIFA to investigate the incident. FIFA said its disciplinary committee would examine the match reports and the circumstances surrounding the display before deciding what action, if any, was appropriate. Then, on July 29th, the situation escalated. FIFA confirmed that disciplinary proceedings had been opened against the Argentine Football Association over several alleged breaches during the World Cup, including the display of the Falklands banner. Suddenly, the question was no longer simply whether the banner was offensive or provocative. The question became, what could FIFA actually do, and could individual players be punished? This is where it is important to separate confirmed facts from speculation. There were dramatic claims online suggesting that Argentine Premier League players could be expelled from England or have their visas cancelled because of the banner. But a FIFA disciplinary case and a UK immigration decision are two completely different things. FIFA can investigate football-related conduct under its own regulations. That does not automatically give FIFA the power to cancel a player's UK immigration status. So headlines suggesting that players were immediately being kicked out of the Premier League went far beyond what had actually been confirmed. The confirmed development was the FIFA investigation. The final punishment remained undecided. And there was another important issue. The banner appeared after the match had ended. That could become relevant when FIFA considers the circumstances of the incident and determines whether its regulations were violated. The case, therefore, wasn't as simple as saying political banner equals automatic ban. Instead, FIFA had to consider the exact circumstances and the applicable disciplinary rules. And there was precedent. Argentina had previously faced FIFA punishment over similar Falklands-related imagery. That history made the 2026 incident even more significant. The same political dispute had now returned to the world's biggest football stage. But the controversy didn't stop there. Argentina later lost the World Cup final to Spain 1-0 after extra time. After that match, another incident attracted FIFA's attention. Players and staff from Argentina and Spain were involved in a post-match confrontation, leading to additional disciplinary proceedings. FIFA's case included allegations involving players like Leandro Paredes and Nahuel Molina, as well as Argentine assistant coach Roberto Ayala. So Argentina suddenly found itself dealing with multiple disciplinary questions from the same World Cup. One involved the political banner after the semifinal. The other involved the confrontation after the final. And FIFA's investigation also covered other alleged incidents involving discriminatory chants and gestures, security procedures, inappropriate messages, and objects thrown by spectators. That made the situation much broader than one banner. But the Falklands issue remained the most politically sensitive part. The reason is history. The Falkland War in 1982 left deep scars in both Argentina and the United Kingdom. Decades later, the sovereignty dispute remains unresolved. Football has repeatedly reflected that rivalry, and the 2026 World Cup created the perfect environment for old emotions to return. Argentina had just defeated England on one of the biggest stages imaginable. The cameras were everywhere, millions of people were watching, and the players chose that moment to display a message connected directly to the disputed islands. The image was almost guaranteed to become global news. It did. Yet there's another side to the story. Argentina's Football Association has now embraced July 15th as a significant date. In August 2026, the AFA announced that July 15th would be recognized as National Football Teams Day, commemorating Argentina's 2-1 semifinal victory over England. The extension goes beyond the senior men's team to Argentina's other national teams as well. That decision shows just how important the semifinal has become inside Argentina. What Britain remembers as a controversial political gesture is, for many Argentines, connected to a historic football victory and a much deeper national issue. Two countries, two perspectives, one football match, and one banner that reopened an old argument. But there's an important lesson here. Football can unite millions of people. It can also bring national identity, history, and politics into the same stadium. That is why FIFA faces such a difficult balancing act. The organization must protect football competitions from becoming political platforms. At the same time, it has to determine whether an individual act should lead to a serious sporting punishment. That decision will have consequences beyond Argentina. If FIFA imposes a significant punishment, critics may argue that the response is excessive. If FIFA issues only a financial penalty, others may argue that political demonstrations are being treated too lightly. Either way, FIFA will be under pressure, and the players involved will have to wait for the disciplinary process to reach its conclusion. For now, one thing is certain. Argentina's semifinal victory over England will not be remembered only for the comeback. It will be remembered for what happened after the final whistle. A banner, a decades-old territorial dispute, a furious political reaction, and a FIFA disciplinary investigation. What began as one of the greatest matches of the 2026 World Cup suddenly became a story about football, national identity, and history. And perhaps the biggest question is still unanswered. Where does football end and politics begin? Because on that night in Atlanta, the boundary between the two became almost impossible to see. Argentina won the match, but the controversy that followed became an entirely different battle, one being fought not on the pitch, but through FIFA's disciplinary system, political debate, and public opinion. And until FIFA announces its final decision, this story is far from over. So what do you think? Was the banner simply an emotional expression of national identity, or should political messages like this have no place in international football? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to follow the next chapter of this developing story, stay tuned, because the final whistle in Atlanta ended the football match. It did not end the controversy.